Over the last few weeks, we've shared the challenge of finding the perfect stone to build our house with.
So today is a big day because we are having our first day of working, hello buddy, on the new stone.
And that's thrown up a lot of opinion. This journey all began with a dream to recycle old stone from demolished buildings.
It's got stories, it's got life in it already.
And then it morphed into something newer and less labour intensive, which threw up a few doubts, which needed to be worked through, not just by us, but also by our wonderful contractors and architect. Today we finally settle on the stone that will shape and define our dream home, and think this is a real lesson, reminding us all that sometimes it is good to just go with the flow, but it's also always okay to dream big and to chase that dream until you're absolutely sure you've done everything you can. Because for sure it's in realising the dream that everyone is happiest.
Let's build a house. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday morning. The guys are back on site after the weekend. And, well, it's been a bit of a weekend, but we are very excited to get this whole stone colour saga sorted out and wrapped up. Thank you so much to everybody who left comments on yesterday's video about this whole situation. It's really important to us that we get this right, and your opinions and your thought processes are always appreciated and super useful. This is something we don't want to compromise on. You know, we are investing everything we have into this project, and there's a magic here that I know we can get if we just try a little bit harder. So we've got Joachim coming this morning, our wonderful contractor, and he's going to take us to go and see 2 more samples of stones, which I'm so excited to see because I know that they're a bit more of a yellow tone and a lot more along the lines of what we're looking for. And we're going to wrap up this whole stone saga in just a few minutes. So bear with us. Things are moving forward and we're so grateful to have you here with us for it. John and I are going to go for a little walk and clear our heads and just get the week off to a good start. But actually, just looking down now, Obi's getting impatient. Just looking down now, here is a good example of why this is such an important decision, because just in our cobbles you can see the different colours of stone that you can get. Look at this one. There's a really yellowy brown colour. There's a really grey one. And here is one that's kind of white and a little bit pink. So, you know, there's a big difference in how your house is going to look at the end of that. And we want more of this brown earthy colour rather than this bluey grey, and certainly rather than the white. Anyway, let's go for a walk and catch up with Joachim when he gets here, shall we?
Just very quickly, I know that Joachim and Eduardo, our engineer and our main contractor, are totally on side with making sure we get it right. There's no friction. Everybody just wants to build the best house in Portugal. So we're all pretty cool on that. The other thing that's super important is being able to build something that we can be super proud of immediately. The moment it's finished, we can stand back and go, wow, look at what we did. Rather than waiting a decade, a few years, a century, a millennia to fix any problems that we weren't happy with. Or what the worst case scenario for me, I love flowers, I really love flowers, but my worst case scenario is spending all of our savings on a house that requires ivy and bougainvillea and other plants to grow up the side of to hide the stone that we built out of. So it's a really important thing, and you can see, Tara's just showing you the real differences between those stones. It is a really big difference, and making a mountain out of a molehill, possibly yes. Getting it right, definitely yes. Important, emphatically.
And I think most importantly, when it's your molehill, you've got to make sure it looks the way you want it to look.
Yeah, even if you can't see. Very good.
We've left Marcus and the guys carrying on with the work, but excluding the blue kind of really grey stones that came in the first delivery. And now we're going with Joachim to another quarry to go and look at some alternative stones.
He's got a big smile on his face this morning, and he's excited. He's literally like, John, I think we've got the right stone.
So this is exciting because we literally drove past this merchant yesterday, looked at the stone in their backyard and went, that's a nice colour.
Yeah, yeah.
So
okay.
This is a good sign.
You're all immediately when we drive around this corner, you're going to get it. You're just going to get it straight away. I promise you, you're going to get it. Let's go and have a look.
Let's go and have a look.
Esta Vila Real, Mondim.
Okay.
Não vai assim, pode vir tosca aqui. Esta.
Okay. Okay.
Mondim.
Okay.
Vila Real.
Vila Real.
That's good, no?
That's good. I think we got it.
Yeah. So what is the difference between Mondim and... So this mais amarelo, Mondim. Mais amarelo compared Vila Real.
Vila Real.
Okay.
Contraste dela com outras. Perfeito, né? Melhor. Ali é tudo uniforme. Eu quero ter trabalho, mas que venha o resultado final. Seja bom.
Sim, sim.
Acho que está aqui. Acho que está aqui a solução.
Sim, muito.
Tá.
Muito bom.
Muito obrigada, Joaquim.
Muito obrigado. Okay.
Happy?
Yeah. Do you know there is a difference, and it's important. And this has been a fairly stressful weekend thinking about it. Of course, we don't want to upset anybody either. So how do you say actually we're going in the wrong direction without upset? So we chose to say something, and actually it's been totally fine. And we've literally spent half an hour this morning fixing a problem that could have been massive. Done.
Yeah.
That's
done.
it.
Found it.
Found it. It might be costing us a little bit of extra money though.
Well, we'll see. I think the difference is kind of negligible, so we'll see. Anyway, plan now is we're going to head home, and Joaquim's going to go and get Eduardo, and they're going to come back here. They're going to look at the stone together, and then Eduardo's going to come and tell us what he thinks is best between the Mondim and the Vila Real. What I've understood is that the Mondim stone is a lot more uniform, and the Vila Real is a little bit more kind of textured and rougher, like it's got a rougher finish, which I think is what we're looking for. So I was definitely drawn more towards the Vila Real stone. All of this stone is about 45 minutes from us. So in one direction it's yellow, and in the other direction it's the grey-blue that we went to see the other day. So it's all still local. It's all still coming from our local area. It's just the nuance in the colour. And now I'm getting excited. Yeah. This is going to be a good day.
The relief.
Back at the farm, and just so relieved that is all sorted, and so looking forward to that stone arriving on site and to seeing it come to life just how we imagined it. Isn't that cool? The other thing that I'm really relieved about is I checked my Incogni dashboard this morning, and I've currently only got 8 outstanding data broker requests to remove my data. 192 of 200 have been completed. Incogni is a very clever piece of software that scours the internet looking for all the places where your data appears. Data brokers out there are getting hold of your information, things like your phone number, your address, your email address, even your health records, and they're using that information in lots of different ways to sell to other companies wanting that information to try and sell you stuff that you haven't asked for, or for more nefarious purposes like identity theft, taking out loans in your name, using your health information to affect your health insurance. It can get really, really scary, and it's important to take it seriously. All you got to do is sign up using the link below, and Incogni will start scouring the internet for all the places where your data is appearing. It will automatically request that those companies remove your data, and as soon as that request has been completed, they mark it as complete. And if it doesn't get completed, they continue to ask until it's done. The fact of the matter is, if you were to try and do that yourself, it would take you days, weeks, months, maybe even years, depending on how far your data's gone. So why not employ Incogni to get the work done for you? Remember that just by clicking on that link, you massively help support our channel, which is something we need now more than ever. So we're super grateful, and we hope you find it as useful as we have.
Get it out! Don't let him out! Don't let him out! Ah! Quick, Mom! It gets it out!
Don't let him out. Don't let Obi anywhere near him. Come.
Mama,
Yeah.
we need something to hide him.
That, everybody, is a fire salamander. Can I show everybody quickly?
That's a fire
It's called
salamander.
a fire salamander. They're very poisonous, but only if you eat them.
You'll get
And it was in Crusoe's whirly boot this morning. Come this way, Crusoe's going to put it on the neighbour's land. Then it's away from Obi. Come,
where? Where's
just
the
over the
name?
fence.
Happy Mum.
They are absolutely beautiful. I'm going to do it, Crusoe, because I can reach, okay? You just put them up here. Okay, say bye, salamander. Have a good day. There we go.
That's a fire salamander.
That's a fire salamander. What do you boys reckon? Is he cool?
Mummy, he goes under the fire and he goes see there's a problem.
Yeah, maybe that's what he does. No, because he's called a fire salamander because he's got yellow spots on him like fire. If you boys see those, what do you have to do? You remember? You mustn't touch. Okay?
You have to get a box.
You have to get a box or a grown-up. And don't let Obi anywhere near them, okay?
Yeah,
Well, that would have been a great box, bud. Good work. Next time, hey? You know those cartoons of people who stick their feet into shoes or stick their hands into shoes and out comes a creature? Well, that was me this morning. I put my hands into Crusoe's willies to feel if they were wet. And I was like, oh, there's something in there. I think it might be a slug. Then I tipped it over and out popped an enormous salamander. So anyway, that's our excitement for the morning. The guys are here, Marcus is here, stonemason, and a couple of the guys already tapping away, getting ready for a day of work. For now, it's breakfast chaos and madness, and I'll be back with you shortly.
Let's find everyone.
We've woken to a misty, drippy morning, and, well, just rain on the forecast. So, yeah, here we are. We're also all full of cold, so excuse the slightly groggy voices and blurry eyes. Today is a big day because we are having our first day of working. Hello, buddy. On the new stone that arrived in the day. I have absolutely no idea what to expect. Let's get the chickens fed, the chaos of the boys, and then go and face whatever the day has in store for us. Good morning, chickens.
Good morning.
Good boy.
Here we go, folks. We're going to start doing something with that stone fairly soon, I'm pretty sure of it. Let's see how it works out.
The guys got here super early this morning. They arrived at 7:30 and they are currently moving the stones into place, I think, to be able to start cutting and shaping. This is going to be such a pivotal day because I'm interested to see how they start cutting and shaping. You know, we've been so clear that we don't want these angles and these squares and these lines. So I'm excited to see Marcus start working his magic and getting them rounded and stuff.
A very quick reminder that this is all happening a few days before we found those perfect yellow stones. So you might be wondering why the colour still looks a little grey. This first day was an important part of the story which we wanted to share with you, and we hope we're not confusing anyone with the timeline of things. Once these first stones were down, we were sure that the colour wasn't quite right, and that's why we then went and found the yellow stones that you saw at the start of this episode. They should be arriving on site in the next couple of weeks, and we'll keep you posted.
Okay, so that's the stone all being lined up. I guess it's being lined up there so it could be worked with.
Just nipping back to the house, you may have noticed in our more recent episodes that our audio's changed a bit. We have always filmed our entire YouTube channel on our phones, and we've refused to get anything bigger and clunkier, like a big professional camera. Sorry, that light went weird. Anyway, every now and then we get a comment about our audio quality. So, very kindly, the wonderful people at DJI sent us some microphones. Here they are. They're the DJI mini mics, Mini 3 or something. I can't remember what they're called. Anyway, I'll pop a link in the description below for anybody looking for them. They are epic. So cool. Anyway, let's go back and make sure you can hear us over the hum of that generator.
Okay, it looks like that might be the first rock going into place, or the first stone going into place. Maybe. It's moving, you're right, buddy. What do you see? Yeah, that's true. Okay. Let's have a look. Here we go. Look, right behind me. That's the first rock being rolled in. Stone number one, stone number two. We look like we've got a straight line put out for where the rocks are going to go. And that from this first rock it's going to lead to a completed home. But this first rock is the beginning of all of that. There we go.
Yes.
Do you know what else is good?
Yes, look at this. We're rounding a corner.
Marcus is over there, he's rounding off a corner. That's good news. He's just giving Obi a bit of a pat on the head. I've got this feeling that Obi's sort of becoming the worker's dog. He spends a lot of time down here, and I think that's because at lunchtimes he gets free food.
He does, yeah. He
just
disappears
sort of hanging
at
around.
lunch for an hour and a half and hangs out in their little over there in their lunchroom.
Yeah.
We don't see him.
We don't see him.
He loves it.
He's the
And
building site dog at the moment.
Big tail wags as he trots down the stairs in the morning to greet everybody.
Yeah, and the guys are all very much best mates with the dog. As the second stone is about to go into place over here, I have this suspicion that the only time we're going to be able to tell if it's actually working how we want it to work is when the render goes in between the rocks, because that's really what's going to be shaping and highlighting the indifferences and the imperfections in the straight lines, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to know until...
Even the colour, for me, a lot of the houses around where we live, the magic is in the contrast between the render and the stone.
Yeah, I was talking actually with Brady about that last night, Brady from Renovating Voyages, and he was saying to me how in the beginning he was really disappointed with grey going in between the brown stones that he's been working with, but now he absolutely loves it. He thinks it's perfect. So, you know, his advice was, your first impressions of it might not necessarily be right. Just give it a little bit of time and work with the stone and
trust the team.
Trust the team, yeah. It was good advice. Thanks, Brady. He'll be here soon, by the way.
You can tell us what he really thinks.
Yeah, there we go.
There we have it, stone
number two's
two.
in place. That's it, number two. That's a big old gap between the two rocks as well, isn't it?
They'll jiggle it into place, eh?
Marcus is just lining out the next rock. That'll be stone number 3. From here, as I look at it, it looks really exciting. Like, it looks cool, hey?
Yeah, it's 9:45 and we're on stone number 3 already. We'll only be going 45 minutes.
So
we'll be in for Christmas.
So what's that? 3 stones? I'd say 3 stones every hour.
Yeah, probably.
So if you think about that on a day, they'll have most of these stones used by the end of the day, I think.
Our parallelos is going to take an absolute battering with a tipper truck like that every day. Boof.
I think we're going to have to lift it and put it back down again at the end.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, cold.
Who remembers when I had a cold? I just got on with it, didn't I? What did I do?
But you gave me a man flu. Like, I've never had a man flu before. It's really bad.
Okay.
I don't know how you manage. It's really bad.
Marcus is just cleaning off those stones there one of the things that I think we see. Thank you, Marcus. Yeah, he's cleaning them up just so that we can have a look at that colour.
Because of your feedback on the last episode, we wanted to start this episode with a positive update on the stones. But at the same time, we don't want to miss out on any of the story because it's all important. So this day, the laying of the first stones was before we went to find those beautiful yellow stones with Joachim. As these grey stones were going into place, we were still feeling apprehensive about the colour, and so our excitement was perhaps a little bit subdued. Thankfully, Eduardo and Joachim arrived on site in the nick of time, and for that we were very grateful. It meant that we could have a chat as a team about what the best way forward would be.
Exactly. Okay. Eduardo and Marcus, they're looking at that picture that you sent through. We'll stick that picture up somewhere over here so everybody can have a look at it. But in short, basically, what the issues is, Eduardo was concerned initially about the bottom block being this size, right? Imagine we've got a space this big to fill, okay, but the top block has to be a full block in order to make it fit perfectly under the window and make everything look good. The bottom tile to be whatever thinness it needs to be, or the bottom rock to be whatever thinness it needs to be, so that the top rocks can be the full ones and not little thin bits. What we've said to Eduardo and Marcus is, hey, look, it just doesn't matter. We're not that fussed about organised block work.
Well, we are fussed about it. We don't want it.
Yes, exactly. We want higgledy-piggledy. We want a mess of rocks going into the wall that looks beautiful. And so worrying too much about levels and straightness is something we don't want to worry about. I think what's going on right now is that the guys are all trying to work out exactly how we make these very regular blocks a little bit less regular. What's really cool is that at the beginning of this very important stage of the build, we've got the architect and the owner of the company, the construction company, and we've also got the foreman on site, we've got the stonemason on site. All of the key players are here having a chit-chat about how to do it to make sure it goes well. Fundamental, I think. That's what you want to see, isn't it, really? Go.
So we're just talking to Eduardo now about the next steps. Marcus is going to work the next few stones to make them a lot softer and get that irregularity.
Yeah, it's better now. We get it so it looks a little bit less organised.
Wants to do propose a different joint mix.
Okay.
Not something that has limestone, but also it's used in some old buildings, and it has a yellowish stone. So what I'm proposing is do some samples in the beginning, and you choose the render you prefer.
Okay.
We've had some questions from you guys about what is the render going to be between the stones. Is it going to be concrete? Is it going to be a limestone render? Is it going to be something different? Which is a discussion that's only just really starting. From what we've understood, and we've not done masses of research into it because we're not renovating an old ancient stone house. The guys that are like Life by Living and all those other folk that you might be watching on YouTube, they are using limestone render between granite because it is a bit more porous. It allows water and moisture to travel through the stones. It doesn't sweat as concrete would against that barrier. And I think there's something also to do with degradation of the granite against the concrete over a really long time. It's not like, in 5 years' time your house is crumbling. Anyway, so we're considering concrete, we're considering lime render, and we're also considering, I don't know what it's called in English, but Eduardo was just explaining to me, it's the same render that they would have used in the old monuments of Portugal. So it's a really ancient technique and a really ancient render, and it's very yellow in colour.
Love it.
So I was like, that sounds cool.
Yeah, doesn't it?
We'll keep you posted on the render. It's an ongoing discussion, and I think we're going to get a few samples to see.
Okay, there we go. Eduardo, Joachim heading on out. I think we've cleared up a lot of concerns this morning.
Feels so much better, no?
Yeah, it does feel better.
I think we've had really positive discussions this morning. We have had some really positive meetings, and
I'm so grateful that Eduardo and Joaquim are here to listen as well.
Yeah, totally. Like, these are just, you know, there's such a great atmosphere on site, and if it sounded like we were doubting them this morning, we're not doubting them, we're just we're so keen we get it right. And I don't know, I think I've just been reminded we've got such a great team, haven't we? All good.
We do.
Let's build a house.
Let's build a house. Let's just get on with it now, hey?
It's going to go fast, I think.
Yeah, me too.
On the road, I've been away for far too long. But now I'm on my way back home. I hear the west winds calling out my name. They're telling me to head your way, down your road and past your gates. Keep your eyes on the horizon. I was looking to belong when I'd already found my home.
There you have it, folks. This is where we're at. You're back in real time. So where we've got to is we've laid the first wall with those grey stones that arrived from the first quarry we went to go and see. But we have moved the rest of them out of the way while we wait for the beautiful golden yellow stones that we found with Joaquim at the beginning of this episode to arrive. They're going to take a couple of weeks, I think, to get on site. In the meantime, John and the guys are starting to work with the reclaimed stone, which we also moved out of the way. We're bringing it into the house, and they've started building some of the interior walls with that beautiful, beautiful reclaimed stone. So tune in on Sunday. We can't wait to show you the results because it is so exciting. And we just wanted to say a massive thank you again for all of your support, for weighing in with your opinions, your ideas, your help. Especially thanks to those of you who live in Portugal who pointed us in the right direction with that stone. It helped all of us on this amazing site and our incredible team to get it right, and we're just so grateful. So thanks to everybody. Thanks to our builders and contractors and Eduardo for being patient with us. I think we've got it right, and we are very, very excited to watch this house come out of the ground. Remember, like, subscribe, comment, let us know what you think, and we'll see you guys on Sunday when we'll be building using that beautiful ancient reclaimed stone an interior wall, and it is just coming together so beautifully. So see you then.